everybody, and welcome back to the Big Knick Energy podcast. I'm your co-host, John Kolnoski. With me, as always, is Marky Capicato.
What's up? What's up?
And we're here at Thanksgiving week. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Marky, what are you doing for the holiday, buddy?
I'm sitting here in a hotel room in New York. I'm visiting family. As you can tell, this isn't my normal backdrop. Yeah, I'm I'm recording in a hotel.
There you go.
The grind doesn't stop. The grind doesn't stop.
Never.
Nope.
Pack that microphone and let's go. Well, I'm recording in my usual home location. I'm doing a friend's orphan Thanksgiving tomorrow. We're recording this just before the Knicks Mavericks game on Wednesday evening. I got a new computer, so if you're watching the video version of this and you see my camera kind of tracking me around, it's a new setting that I can't figure out how to turn off, and I kind of really hate it. If you're listening, well, this is an audio medium, and forget what I just said. All right. So the premise of today's episode, given the holiday and everything, as I mentioned, we're recording this just before the Mavericks game. We're going to try to turn and edit this around for you on Friday. That being said, the Knicks have an early game against the Hornets, so we're not 100% sure when this is going to get to you, but it'll get to you soon this Thanksgiving weekend. And in the spirit of Thanksgiving, we're gonna do Knicks things we are thankful for. We've each prepared lists, and we're gonna go down them. Marky, how you feeling about things?
I'm feeling pretty good. Coming off that blowout win against the Nuggets. That was I feel like the Knicks must really love the Jersey Shore because they love their blowouts. Woo! That was a horrible joke.
Like a Saturday night in Seaside in July.
There we go. There we go.
The Knicks are rolling right now. We won't talk about the Utah loss. I don't want to talk about the Utah loss.
No.
But the Nuggets blowout was great. Hopefully the Mavericks game goes well Friday against the Hornets. We need a hot streak that really goes with no hiccups like Utah. But it seems like they're almost there. And hopefully we'll get into talking more about it based on what we're thankful for.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't mind, by virtue of a fake coin toss that I just made up in my head, I'm gonna go first, and let's kick it off with this Thanksgiving episode of the Big Knick Energy Pod. First and foremost, Thanksgiving is a time for family, which is why I'm thankful for Charlie Ward and Chris Childs handling the New York Knicks point guard duties in the 90s, because that gave Rick Brunson a lot of family time to coach and develop his son, Jalen. So for my first thing I'm thankful for this year, it's 90s Knicks point guards, Charlie Ward and Chris Childs, making sure there were no minutes left over for Rick Brunson. He didn't have to spend his time game planning against the next opponent. He got to spend his time coaching up Jalen Brunson. We've seen those summer workout videos. And just think, if he actually had to play, Jalen probably wouldn't be as good as he is right now.
I had no idea where you were going with that, but that was absolutely awesome.
Here we go. Obviously, I'm thankful for Jalen, but the circumstances that gave us Jalen, and that's his dad being the back of the bench guy in the 90s.
There we go. Thank you, Papa Brunson. Big Rick.
Also gives him time to fight with Dante DiVincenzo, but we don't have to go there.
Apparently that's been deaded.
Yeah.
Based on that other podcast that's not as popular as this one.
No. We are the Real Roommates podcast. We've never lived together, but we're the Future Roommates podcast.
We did share a hotel room in Vegas.
We did do that.
So there's that. No, that was a really good kickoff to this podcast. I did not see that coming at all.
There you go.
And I'm almost shy to bring up my first one, but I'm gonna.
Let's hear it.
I've crapped on this guy. We all do. We all, at times, we're all Monday morning quarterbacks. We're all armchair coaches, and I want to express my thanks and love and gratitude to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Tibbs.
Let's go. I love it.
Thankful for him. I think he doesn't get nearly enough credit for not only adapting his coaching style, and yet you could still argue he plays his guys a ton of freaking minutes, but I think he's adjusted to the modern NBA, and I think players love playing for him. I know there was that thing a few years back where people ranked like the worst coaches to play for or whatever, and he was at the top of it, and it's like, okay. But you don't get that vibe from these players, and whether that's the type of character that these guys are. I'm thankful for Tibbs. I don't think he's getting a lot out of this team. And what I also heard was he turned down a role to star in The Penguin on HBO to stay with the Knicks. So
thankful to Colin Farrell for taking that role and
thankful for Colin Farrell.
Not letting Tibbs do that.
Should have maybe done that. Took your angle.
I love it. I love it. No, Tibbs is doing work. Knicks have one of the top 2 or 3 offenses in the NBA right now. You have to think he'll get the defense in shape, especially when Mitch comes back. I think this is one of the more fun Tibbs seasons we get to watch because he has to, coach a little outside of his comfort zone, not do what he typically does, and see what comes of it. No, I'm thankful for Tibbs. He has the team continuing to play hard. I'll be more thankful for Tibbs when he expands the rotation, which it looks like he's starting to do. We're seeing some more burn for some of the rookies and some of the back of the bench guys. I like it. I like it.
Yep.
All right, now for the second thing I'm thankful for. We're taking it back to the first Thanksgiving with this one. I don't want to whitewash the holidays history or oversimplify some complicated things that happened in the past, but for the intents and purposes of our Knicks-focused podcast, we're going to keep it very surface level with the first Thanksgiving. See, the Pilgrims, they came to what would eventually be the United States, originally from Great Britain, and joined the natives to eat. I'm thankful for the Knicks' own Pilgrim, OG Anunoby, who came from Great Britain, and now he's here with the Garden Faithful, eating and eating well. OG Anunoby, 2024 to 2025 NBA All-Star. Book it. I am thankful for half of Wingstop. I am thankful for the UK native by way of Canada, by way of the Indiana Hoosiers. I am very thankful for OG Anunoby, who keeps seeming to get better every game this season.
He really is. He really is. That's a good thing to be thankful for. By the way, have you seen the hilarious tee that our parent company is selling of OG of the screenshot from, I think it was like a video for Randall last year, and OG's just awkwardly saying something off. You can only see the top of his head. Dude is one of a kind. I love him. I love him so much.
He's truly one of a kind. I love our awkward, awesome OG Anunoby. I think more and more he's emerging. I mean, he's the third option because he's behind Brunson and Cat and has to be the third option. But third option almost seems insulting to what he's been doing lately. 40 on Monday against the Nuggets. I mean, guy is unstoppable. And like I just said, getting better seemingly every game.
And they're gelling, man. I know I'm overusing that word, but there's no other way to describe it. Like
they're gelling like a felon,
like a felon.
Absolutely. All right. What?
No, I feel like I bring up the Jersey Shore way too much on this show.
And like, you're not the one of us that's from there.
I know, it's weird.
Or the one of us that worked on the show.
I don't even watch the show.
The show was great. Highlight of working at MTV. Not really, but kind of. Hey, I did watch the sunrise with those macaroni rascals one summer. So yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, a little photo shooting at the break of dawn action.
This term macaroni rascals as an Italian, I don't know if you were offending me, but I like it.
Oh no, have you? So this was a thing when the Jersey Shore was on. In Italy, the title of the show, because Jersey Shore did not translate for Italian audiences, the title of the show, Jersey Shore, in Italy was Macaroni Rascals.
That is hilarious. That's the best factoid I've heard in a long time.
Yeah, that photo shoot where I watched the sunrise with the cast, the best part about it, completely non-related to the Knicks story time, was MTV paid to keep the Beachcomber open all night. So for craft services and meals, we could just go up and get a Taylor ham or pork roll, egg and cheese sandwich, depending on your nomenclature, pretty much at random. It was heaven.
Depending on your nomenclature.
I don't wade into the Taylor ham pork roll wars. I call it both. And Central Jersey does exist,
No, I get it. I get it. Your weird ass feud you Jerseyans have. I don't get it, but I get it.
I believe we are on your number 2 take. If you want to not take a thing you're thankful for, which is just a take disguised as something else. If you want to give it to us.
No. I am very. I know we are split internally as far as the Big Knick Energy crew as to Do we love Campaign or not? I kind of love Campaign, and I'm kind of thankful for him to be our backup right now. He's he's doing it. He's filling a role when that ball is in his hands. I'm not worried. Like I'm not saying he's a long-term solution, but right now, while the rookies get their feet wet, he's a good little, he's giving us a little something, something. So Campaign, I love you. You're crazy. You talk to yourself on the bench while you're playing. It's nuts, but I love crazy shit like that. So Campaign, thankful you're a Knick in 2024.
I'm with it. Hey, one of us is campaigning for Campaign, the other one is campaigning for anyone
Hey,
else.
hey.
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 All right. Time for the third thing I am thankful for. Holiday season, Thanksgiving. It's also a time to take a look back on the entire year and not just recent months. And it would be hard to have an episode dedicated to the spirit of gratitude without thanking one Julius Randle for his 5 seasons of grit and grind basketball in New York.
Word.
Injured at the worst time. I don't think fans will ever truly appreciate how much he had changed his game for team winning basketball last season. One-time Most Improved Player award winner, 3-time NBA All Star, 2-time All NBA. Probably would have been 3 if he didn't get hurt last year.
Sure. Yeah.
Julius was our guy. I'm grateful for the 5 years we got together. Watching him on the hardwood court, watching him in Madison Square Garden. It wasn't always, it wasn't always sunshine and roses, but he left it on the floor every time. And if it weren't for him, this whole thing might not have gotten started up again. So thank you, Julius. I hope you're enjoying Minnesota. I miss you here. Well, I'm on the West Coast, but I miss him in New York.
I get you.
And yeah, so I'm thankful for Julius Randle's New York Knicks tenure.
And this is why we make extra things we're thankful for, because I too was thankful for Julius. I agree. He did, so to speak, the heavy lifting to get our franchise back to relevancy. He was here from day one when it still wasn't pretty, and he's heard it all from the fans. He's heard the boos, he's heard the cheers, and he knew what it was, and he stuck with it. I'm forever grateful for Julius. That's yeah. We're not here without him. So thank you.
Definitely not.
He deserves a ring if they win. By the way, just lobbying that.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Dante, not so much. You only got one here, buddy.
Yeah, no, Dante, we got your career season. I'll take it. Things aren't going as well this year. Who'd thunk it?
No.
Gotta love selling high. I mean, the more and more things transpire, it feels like the cat trade might have been a bit of a steal.
Yeah.
I know I was very hung up on it and didn't love it at the time, but yeah, I'm not mad at it right now. That's for sure.
Not at all. Not at all. I believe this is me now.
Yes, it is you, my good friend.
All right. So Julius. Oh, damn! You just did that one. All right. So I'm going to bring it back to the days of Motor City, Detroit, 1970s, the glory days. Oldsmobiles rolling off the line.
Motown
line.
on the radio. I love it.
Yep. And they just built these classic motors that we haven't seen since. And you know who's got a classic motor like that? It's Josh Hart.
Hell yeah.
I am forever grateful and thankful for that man's motor. He don't stop. It looks like is it the fourth quarter or the first quarter? Because this dude's sprinting down the court like I can't do that. I mean, I can't do that for a number of reasons, but you know what I'm saying? It's incredible to watch this dude's work ethic and hustle and grit, and he is the perfect dude to be in that starting five.
I couldn't love it more. I mean, related, he's Elston Howard's nephew, great grandson, something like that. Great nephew. I mean, just a perfect New York athlete. I love it. I love Josh Hart. He's everything New York is. And yeah, that's why I thought he's a potential All-Star last week. I know that one was a stretch, but as the team goes, Hart goes, I think, for sure.
OG is less of a shock more and more since you said that. So
that's true. Instead of going back and forth for this last one, I'd like to save mine for last because I think it'll take us out nicely. So why don't you give us your fourth and then I'll give my fourth.
Mine, this is a little funny one. Mine is to whoever got into James Dolan's ear and told him you don't got to run. You just let the professionals do this. You'll get all the glory. Don't worry. No decisions need to, and whether that's like a confidant of his, whether it's a family member, maybe it's one of the very attractive young ladies that sit courtside with him on a nightly basis. They seem to change every so often when you see them. Yeah, whoever influenced James Dolan. And I'm going to segue a little bit to another New York team where the New York Jets, who I'm a fan of, their owner can't stop meddling. And that franchise has now been set back 5, 7, maybe 10 years. But it doesn't matter. They haven't even made the playoffs in 13 years. But I digress.
Maybe he'll get sent to London again.
Oh my God, I hope so. That legit amongst Jets fans, we're hoping for it. Like
I believe it.
Yeah, but
we're not a Jets podcast.
And we're not a Jets podcast. And I am very thankful to whoever helped James Dolan see the light and to just be like, hey, Leon, you got this, buddy. Go. Worldwide. Go. I'm just chilling. Me, JD, and the straight shots or whatever. I'm just gonna jam. Okay. So thank you to whoever you are out there. And write to us. If you want to stay anonymous, we can keep it anonymous.
Yeah, no, definitely glad Dolan has his hands off the franchise and he's letting Leon and team run it smoothly. That's a good thing for sure.
Yes.
All right. So from the last thing I'm thankful for, a common symbol of Thanksgiving is the cornucopia, with all kinds of fruit, vegetables, pumpkins, flowers, and other bounties of the harvest spilling out of it, of course. The NBA gives us its own version of a little holiday cornucopia in the form of the NBA Cup, or as it might be called, the NBA Cornucopia.
Oh, that's corny.
It is, but like the colors of the cornucopia, we get our colorful courts and our city edition jerseys for the Tuesday and Friday matchups that make up the NBA Cup. And while the NBA Cup might not ever have the allure of the Larry O'Brien Trophy, I still am grateful for this event the NBA created. I also think that as it continues, something that's going to be fun to see is what teams can and do pull off the pole-to-pole championships and win the NBA Cup and the NBA championship.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I think that could be the mark of like a real team dominance, where you're not just getting 70 plus wins in the regular season and winning the NBA championship. You're also winning the championship at the start of the season and the back of the season. And will any teams be able to pull off that feat? Because I kind of think the Knicks might be able to this year.
Yeah.
We're undefeated in group play. We got the Charlotte Hornets on Saturday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. out here Pacific time. They're a fun team. LaMelo and Brandon Miller and the rest of that squad are looking a lot better than they have in years past.
Sure.
LaMelo's finally, if he stays healthy, making good on the promises that had him the number 3 pick a few years back and one of the most exciting young players in the NBA. But I'm excited for some Black Friday morning meaningful basketball. I'm grateful for the NBA Cup. That's my fourth favorite thing. That's the fourth thing I'm thankful for.
I love it. I honestly, I didn't even think about the new statistic that, maybe in 100 years, if the in-season tournament is still going, hopefully it is, that becomes a stat, like how many teams have repeated, won the Larry O'Brien Trophy and the Cornucopia Trophy. Now I'm saying it. Cornucopia Cup. Yeah, no, it's cool. I like that.
I think the Knicks are playing as well as anybody that has a shot right now. I mean, obviously they're not top of the standings, but they're turning into a real unit at the right time for this early season tournament. And the more they move the ball around, the better it looks. We were talking last week about how Brunson's probably going to take a dip in scoring. He's at 24.9, I think, at time of recording. His first season as a Knick, he was around 24 points a game. So he's close to his Knick low in 3 seasons. I think it's going to go lower. But he's averaging by more than assist a game, his career high in assists. He's at 7.9 assists per game right now. His previous high was 6.7 assists per game. I want to see more Brunson double-doubles with assists. I know he'll always be a score-first point guard, but I'm loving all the dishing going on. The pick and roll's working great. The pick and pop's working great. Finding shooters coming open and hitting them for 3 is looking great. I'm excited about all things, and why not win the NBA Cup? See how we hold up in tournament play in the first half of the season, and then see how we hold up in tournament play at the end of the season.
Love that. Love that.
Well, that empties out my main four. Some other things on my list that we didn't quite get to. I'm thankful for the Big Knick Energy Black Friday sale coming up.
Yes.
Get all your Big Knick Energy merch with that discount. I'm thankful for Deuce McBride being Deuce McBride because why not?
Why not?
Along
That
the lines
hair,
of
man.
hell yeah. Just like Julius, I'm thankful for Isaiah Hartenstein's 2 years on the Knicks.
True.
Um, and I'm thankful for Jay Wright coaching our Nova boys up to be the fine young NBA men they are.
Ooh, that would have been a good one. Yeah, you went deep on these. I feel like you really sat down on this and it was like, hold on. I'm thankful for the Nova boys, but why are the Nova boys the Nova boys?
Hey, some of us are dedicated to the craft of podcasting and some
I,
of us aren't.
some of us just drove 6 hours to get to a hotel room to record this podcast.
And some of us had the plug pulled on their job last week and we have nothing else to do with our free time.
That didn't happen to me. Oh,
Oh, it happened to me.
oh, I love you, John.
I
You're a
love
funny
you too,
guy.
Marky. I try. I try. All right, everybody. I think that does it for this holiday week. Hopefully, we get this episode to you soon and it's still relevant by the time we do. I'm sure it'll be out at some point on Friday, probably early after we're done cooking and eating for Thanksgiving. Be sure to follow Big Knick Energy on Instagram, Big Knick Energy _ on Twitter. Email us, the podcast, at bkepod@gmail.com. Like I said before, be sure to get all your great merch on the Big Knick Energy Black Friday sale. Follow, like, and subscribe this podcast wherever you're watching it, listening to it right now. Just hit like, just hit follow. It's easy. You don't even have to leave the app. If you want to go over to Spotify or YouTube or Apple Podcasts, whatever you're not in right now, and do the same, do that there too. I'm John Kolnoski. You can find me at John Kolnoski on Instagram and Blue Sky. Marky, where can the people find you?
I don't know. Google me.
Just Google Glamour Kills. Glamour Kills. Like the sweatshirt he's wearing says, if you're watching, if you're listening on an audio medium, well, you missed a beautiful sweatshirt.
You missed it.
But you can still buy one online.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Let's go Knicks. Let's beat these Mavericks. Let's beat these Hornets. And let's come back next week on another win streak. What do you say?
Love it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Peace.